So let's look at how you basically can answer or solve the linear and the quadratic simultaneous equations. Okay, so the first step usually is just like make a letter a subject in a case where there's a linear equation, right? So I'll just do that. So let's look at the linear one. So you can easily make y the subject by just adding -2 on both sides. So we're going to have 3x minus 2 is equal to y, which is as good as y being on the left. Okay, and then the next step is just to substitute the value of y where we have y in the other equation. Let's just do that. So we have x squared plus x. So obviously y I'm now putting 3x minus 2, and then is equal to, where there's y again I'm putting 3x minus 2 squared plus 1. So let me simplify this part. So that means we have 3x minus 2 times 3x minus 2. So I'll start by multiplying 3x the entire other part there. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times minus 2 is minus 6x. And then all the same again by -2. So I have minus 6 again, and then a plus 4. 9x squared minus 12x plus a 4. Okay, so that is going to substitute this part. So 9x squared minus 12x, and then plus 4, and then don't forget this one, plus 1. The other side we have x squared. You can multiply x with whatever is inside there. So I have 3x squared minus 2x. Okay, let's collect the like terms. So we'd have to, it's like this 3x squared plus x squared is just like a 4x squared. So we can actually subtract from both sides. So we are going to add the additive inverse of 4x squared and then 2x as well on both sides. So minus 4x squared, and then of course plus 2x. So in other terms, I'm just taking this the other side. That's the way you know it. Okay, so we're going to have 0 is equal to 9 minus the 4x squared from the other side. Okay, because we're adding negative 4x squared both sides, and then we're also adding plus 2x on both sides. Okay, so on the left they all subtract. So 9 minus 4 is 5x squared, and then negative 12x plus 2x is just 10x, and then 4 plus 1 is just 5. So you can see that we've ended up now with a quadratic equation, right? So we're going to answer it using the quadratic formula. So the more you practice the quadratic formula, the more you're easily able to remember it. X is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So a is the coefficient of x squared, b the coefficient of x, and c the constant. So let's try to find the value of x. So for b we have minus 10 plus or minus the root of b squared, that's 10 again, so 10 squared, minus 4, our a is 5ac. What's our c? Our c is 5 again, over our 2 times a. Our a is 5, right? Okay, let's see now what we're going to have. So we have, move this equation, of negative 10 plus or minus 10 squared is 100, and then negative 4 times 5 is 20, negative 20 times 5 is negative 100. So that gives us a root of 0, which is going to be a 0, and then over a 10 there. Okay, and then what do we possibly have here? So here where I guess where there's a 0 on the other side, we're only going to have a single root. So it's going to be negative 10. Whether you add or subtract, it's still going to be negative 10. And then this gives us a negative 1. Now, is it true a negative 1 can actually satisfy the equations we have there? So this is the value of our x. Let's try to find now the value of y. So I'll substitute there. So y is equal to, wherever is x, I'm going to put the negative 1. And then we see what we're going to have. So we have a negative 3 minus 2, which gives us a negative 5, right? And then if we try to substitute, let's try to substitute in the other equation that we have. So our y has been found to be negative 5. Let's substitute there. So our x is negative 1, so negative 1 squared. And then our x has been found to be negative 1. Our y is negative 5. And then the other side we've got negative 5 squared plus 1, which of course is not true. Why have I missed it? After redoing the video, I'm making mistakes again. So you are going to have 4x squared, right? So 4x squared. And then we can add negative 4x both sides. So negative 4x squared. And then you can also add the positive 2x as well, just to ensure that these ones get to subtract from the other side. So we have 9 minus 4 gives us 5x squared. Negative 12x plus 2x is a minus 10x. And then 4 plus 1 is just 5. So we have a quadratic function there. So we can answer the quadratic equation we have using the quadratic formula, which you can easily remember the more you get to practice. So our x is equal to negative b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So I'm just able to remember that. So a is the coefficient of x squared, and then b is the coefficient of x, and then c is a constant. We can substitute the value of x. So for b we have a negative 10, so negative, and then negative 10, and then plus or minus the root of b squared, which is negative 10 again squared, minus 4ac. Our a is a 5, right? And then our c is a 5 as well, over 2a, which is a 5. So negative times negative gives positive, so plus or minus. Negative 10 to the power 2 is 100. 5 times 5 is 25, times negative 4 is a minus 100. So 100 minus 100 is 0. Root of 0 is just a 0 over 10. So actually we call this equal roots because we only have one answer there. Whether we add or subtract 0, it remains 10. So it's 10 over 10, which gives us just the one value of x. In most of the cases, you're going to have two values of x. So for each value of x, you have to find a different value of y. But in this case, where we have equal roots, it's only one value. So we have 3x minus 2. So as x, we can put our 1. So it just gives us a 1. So So x is equal to 1, y is also equal to 1. So we can verify this using the other equation. So y is x, we have 1, so 1 squared plus 1 times 1, then is equal to 1 squared plus 1. So 1 plus 1 is equal to 1 plus 1. Okay, so this is true. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, let's look at another one. This is also very interesting. Y minus 3, y minus x actually is equal to 3, and then xy is equal to 10. So this one is a two-way. So I can instead make y the subject right away. So y is equal to 3 plus x, right? And then substitute. So we have x, y is y, I'm going to put 3 plus x being equal to 10. Then we have 3x plus x squared equal to 10. Can have x squared plus 3x. I've just rearranged them and then add a negative 10 on both sides, so we have a negative 10 on the left. So we equally have a quadratic function here. So let's apply the quadratic formula. So our x is equal to negative b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac over 2m. So our a in this case is just 1, our b is 3, our c is negative 10. So negative b, negative 3, plus or minus the root of b squared, our b is 3, 4sc, our a is 1, our c is negative 10, over 2m, our a is 1. So we have negative 3 plus or minus. In the brackets we have, under the square root, 3 squared is a 9. Negative 4 times 10 is like 40, right? Over 2. So we're going to have two possible values of x. So negative 3 plus or minus 9 plus 40 is 49. Root of 49 is a 7 over 2. So the first possible value of x is negative 3. I'll get the positive. So negative 3 plus 7 is what? That's going to give us a 4. Positive 4 over 2, which gives us 2. And then the other possible value of x is where I get the negative now. Negative 10 divided by 2 gives me what? 5. Negative 5. So these are the two possible values of x that we have. So for each one of them we need to find the value of y. So for y, we're using that equation. Y is just x added 3. So substitute. So here y is going to be 3 plus 2, which is 5. Here y is going to be 3 minus 5, which is just negative 3. So these are the two possible solutions we have to our simultaneous equations there. And this is usually the case most of the times when you're dealing with a linear and a quadratic simultaneous equation.